Welcome to The Fix. Sit down with copywriting experts Nick O'Connor and Glenn Fisher as they review, discuss, and improve real-world copy sent in by you. This is The Fix.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Fix. I'm joined, as always, by the Glenn Fisher. The is really important. Now, Glenn Fisher, you have never, to my knowledge, organised a copywriting conference. Is that true?
No, I have not. Yes, that is true. No, I have not.
And I, of course, have never even been to a copywriting. I've never even been to a
That's a lie. That's a lie.
I've been to one thing in Florida.
No, we went to a copywriting conference in the UK, and the speaker showed the best copy to be like Agora, our copy. I think it might have been your promo.
It was one of my promotions. I just remember that. Yeah, so we went to see Dave Trott speak, didn't we? One of the other speakers on stage got a piece of copy out that I had myself written, which was a slightly strange experience. Anyway, you've undermined my introduction there by reminding me of an afternoon I once spent in London. However, despite all of those things, despite the fact we're completely unqualified, we've had a crack at organising what we think is going to be the copywriting event that you're going to want to be a part of this year. It's not really a copywriting conference. It's called Fix Fest, and it's effectively a celebration of great copywriting, a chance to hear some fantastic copywriters speak, and of course a chance to meet with fellow copywriters from the UK and all over the world, and have a few drinks, go out in London, make connections that might well, lead to all sorts of different and interesting places. So we want to tell you a little bit more about it today. We're really, really excited. Tickets have gone on sale today for general release. Now, we have sold a lot of tickets already to members of the Fix Accelerator and people who are on our email list at the Fix. So there really aren't tons of tickets available, but they are on general sale today. So we're expecting the final few to go in the next couple of days. So we thought we'd tell you a little bit more about it today, give you a chance to grab one of those tickets. So, Glenn, do you want to do some of the boring details and then throw back to me for some more of the exciting stuff? When is Fix Fest and where is Fix Fest?
That's not boring. It's really exciting. Well, actually, the only boring thing is the date. You can't really get an exciting date unless we did it Christmas Day, but that would clash with a lot of things. It is on the 14th of September. It's a Thursday. It's a business day. You can do it as a business expense. But it's on the 14th of September 2023 in a couple of months. That's the boring detail. Then everything else is exciting because it is taking place in Clerkenwell. I don't know why I'm saying Clerkenwell.
Farringdon, isn't it? Yeah, Farringdon. London's it.
In London, in the centre of London, in Clerkenwell, near Exmouth Market, really good street. We'll probably end up there at some point. But anyway, it's taking place at a place called the Crypt on the Green, which is literally what it sounds like. It's a crypt. It's underneath. Is it St. James's Church? I think you mentioned that. I think I heard you say it. Underneath St. James's Church in the heart of Clerkenwell. It is a dramatic, wonderful ace brick space underground, and that's where it's happening. Those were the two questions you want me to answer.
Yeah, you've done a good job, actually, mate. You've really lifted that. So I'm going to just sort of buck the trend and just explain why you shouldn't come to Fix Fest so that we don't get our wires crossed and anybody expects something they're not going to get. So if what you want is to hear, quite dry, technical talks about, 5 ways to write a better subject line, that sort of stuff, don't come to Fix Fest.
Hey, here's some good advice. Quick side advice. Good copywriting advice. Ready? Grab your reader. Grab the reader. There you go.
Use the word.
I've been crying out on LinkedIn for years on that advice. Grab your reader. Get their attention.
If that is the sort of thing you're interested in, that's absolutely no problem with that. There's a whole world of people out there who can satisfy your demand. FixFest is not really about that. That's not to say it won't be useful. It will. So it will be stimulating. It will be, provocative. It will hopefully help you have better ideas and think more deeply about copywriting and the industry as a whole and how to approach your prospect. There's going to be a whole section on breaking into the industry and taking the next step. So from copywriters who've broken into the industry recently and the advice they've got, people who've started their own agencies, maybe you're thinking about doing that and you want a little bit of advice, then that goes right up to, people who are producing really, really big level campaigns, thinking about how they produce copy, all the way up to, our headliner, who I will let Glenn introduce properly in a second, is somebody who's, run a business that is staffed and based entirely around great copywriting for about 40 years, has offices all over the world and generates, in some years, billions of dollars worth of revenue. So there's a really interesting spread of different writers. But the idea is that we wanted to try and do something different, something a little bit special, a little bit more provocative and interesting than the sort of dry lecture-based type of thing that maybe you can find elsewhere. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just not what we wanted to do. This is a celebration of great copywriting more than anything, isn't it? Glenn, who was I talking about then?
You were talking about Mr. Mark Ford, aka Michael Masterson, for probably most American people watching this. But yeah, Mark Ford. Who is he? I don't know. That's a lie. I do know. He is probably one of the main reasons I'm on this show right now, and I am a successful copywriter, because before I met him, I didn't really understand any of this stuff, didn't know what was going on, but I was very lucky when I first got a job at Agora, and he is a weird way of describing it. I'll let him describe himself when he's here in London, but he's kind of like Bill Bonner's kind of like business partnery kind of thing, and they basically kind of have worked together for decades, building Agora, but also a thing called AWAI, the American Writers and Artists Institute in America, which teaches people how to become copywriters and stuff like that. But yeah, Mark is a what is it, a polymath? Is that what you say, like a Renaissance man? He does copy, poetry, launches business, consults, has real estate, collects paintings, collects things, smokes fine cigars and drinks all kind of stuff. He's just a very interesting man. I think people will probably be like straight, because knowing me, I know you've said that you'll be like, really, like Mark Ford? Like what? That you don't seem like Mark Ford, and I think that's part of the beauty and brilliance of it. I'm my own man, but he has a way of like figuring out people, figuring out businesses, and it all comes from that same thing. It's persuasion. It's understanding things and people's behavior. Just a very clever man. You should come and see.
So, he is also the co-author of the great copywriting book, Great Leads, which was written by Mark Ford and John Ford. They're not related. They are friends.
There's an E at the end of...
the E really gets in the way.
John E. John on E. That's not ever happened.
So far as I know, Mark has never spoken about copywriting like this in the UK. So I think it's quite a big get to have.
Yeah, I've claimed that, and I think I was desperately trying to think, and I actually did a mild bit of research, which goes against every bone in my body, but I think I don't think he's spoken about copy. I don't think he's done it publicly in the sense that, like at a show like this, I know he's obviously spoken to us about copy and like Agora-based like lectures, but nothing where you can come off the street and see him in the UK. So it's a big deal. Like, it's a big deal.
It is. We've worked very hard. So this week, come to London. Who else is speaking, Glenn? Glenn has done most of the work in terms of persuading people to come and talk at FixFest. I decided to do it. I said, let's have a copywriting conference. Let's call it FixFest. and Glenn has done most of the work. So just give us a quick overview of who else is speaking, because we've got more speakers than we have hours in the day. We're going to have to really...
What I'll do, the way I'll say it, because this has always been part of our plan with the Fix generally, is that fundamentally I believe that there is a tier in the copywriting world, and I think it's part of the reason why so many copywriters are scared of like what to charge and don't know how to call themselves SEO copywriter or thingy copywriter or direct response copywriter and all this kind of stuff. But what we're trying to do generally with the Fix is bring copywriters to the fore. That's why it is a celebration. But part of that I've kind of learned from when I left Agora and working entirely in that world and started working in some of the branding and the agency world. I started to see both worlds, and I've kind of trying to bring them together. It's a long way around of saying what we're trying to do with the Fix Fest is get a load of people from that kind of agency world and a load of people from the DR, direct response world that we both work in still now, and start crossing the beams or crossing the streams or whatever. So,
crossing the beams is a great way of putting it.
Yeah, it's crossing the streams, isn't it? That's the old Ghostbusters.
Yeah, don't cross the streams is the Ghostbusters reference. Crossing
the beams is
yeah, it's a Glenn Fisher classic.
So that's a long way of saying we have people from both worlds, and we have the best from both worlds. Obviously, Mark is probably one of the best you can get from the direct response world, that in the Agora kind of thing. We've got Rania Robinson and Steve Harrison from probably the best you can get from the agency world. We've turned people away. I will just say that from that big names, but that's how big they are. But then we've got writers who are working on the front line. We've got like Kane coming on the Agora side of things, on that direct response side. We've got Natalie Moores on the agency side. We've just got loads of people from each world, and hopefully that will all blend together. The full list is fantastic. We've also got like even a few treats. Like we've got Lee Davis, who's a creative director, but also he kind of leans on the design side. He does all the fixed branding and everything, which is beautiful and wonderful. So he's going to talk about from like the design side of stuff. So it's just a real amalgam. I'm using a lot of hand gestures. People listening can't see that. But yeah, we're trying to bring the worlds together, and I think it's pretty damn impressive list. It's really good. I'm excited by it.
You did mention James Cross, who we're talking to. In fact, we've probably got more people coming along than we can get through. And I'll tell you this: there'll be more famous copywriters in the audience than there will be on stage, because there's plenty of people from within the industry who we already know are coming along. We also have people coming from all over the world. So it's been fantastic as we put tickets on sale to existing members of the Fix Accelerator and sort of the Fix family. So we've got people coming from Singapore, Brazil, France, Spain, the Netherlands.
Winslow.
I've got from Keynes. But no, there are people coming from all over the world. There's going to be quite a good social calendar on. So especially for people flying in from abroad, we'll put something on the day before just so that everybody can get to know each other and go out for a drink. There'll be a big pub crawl the night of the conference, like after the conference. Obviously not mandatory at all, but if you are in, lots of people will be coming in from out of town, so we thought we should all go out for a few drinks afterwards. My plan there is to try only take on pubs that are older than the United States of America, because I made that claim to some American copywriters. I said, come to London, I'll take you to pubs that are older than your country exclusively. That is a copywriter's claim that I have no idea if I can fulfill, but by God, I'll die trying. So there'll be that side of things, the social side, and then on the day itself, beyond the copy, we're going to try and have some fun stuff happening. So we're not going to go into too much detail about that, but there'll be some poetry, some music, so there's going to be an open mic situation. There's going to be art taking place of some
free books. I mean,
there's going to be three books.
Three books. Yeah. No, there's going to be 3 books. As a bookman, I think, but we have 3 books to give away, which is really good. But I won't tell you much about that.
So the point is, if you're interested in copywriting, if you want to learn more about copywriting, meet other copywriters, hear from the best copywriters, plus me and Glenn, then come to London on the 14th of September. It will be well worth your time. Tickets are on general sale now. Like we said, so there's 180 tickets in total. We can't go any bigger than that because the venue, we literally can't fit any more people in. So there's a hard limit. I don't know exactly how many we've sold now, but there's definitely more than half of those tickets have gone. Exactly how many have gone, I can't know because we're recording this a couple of days before it's actually going out. So if you're interested in coming, get yourself a ticket now. Once they're gone, they're gone. We will open a waiting list. You know, we've got no desire to turn anybody away. But if you're interested in coming, let me know. Get in touch and get a ticket. And if you want to bring your team, so there are several businesses coming that want to bring their entire writing team. So they're bulk booking a ticket. Get in touch if that's you, because we can give an extra discount if you bring in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, as some businesses are.
People can go to thefixfest.com. That's the easiest way. We'll put links below this video, but if you go to thefixfest.com, THEFIX.
Yeah.
FST.com and COM.
That's how you do a call to action. So if you want to know how to do a perfect call to action, go to another event. Don't try and spell it out in the middle of the publicity. No, it's right. We'll put a link underneath thefixfest.com. And if you're interested in bringing your entire writing team, then just get in touch at feedback@thefixcopywriting.com. So there's at least 3 businesses that I know of where it's like, okay, can we bring 7 people along? It's like, yeah, okay, we've done a slightly cheaper deal for them, but only because they're buying so many tickets. So if that's you and you're interested in bringing your writing team or your marketing team or whatever it might be, maybe you're recruiting for copywriters, there's going to be loads there. Maybe you're a publisher or a business owner and you want to be in a place where there's a ton of copywriters. It's going to be a great place to be. There's going to be plenty of opportunities. I don't want to say the word network, but that is what I mean. To meet other copywriters and connect with other people.
Liaise. There'll be a perfect opportunity to liaise with others.
Yeah. There'll be a corner dedicated to liaisons of any variety. This you get a real sense of what the day is going to be like. It's going to be great, but it might be slightly unpredictable and unprofessional. This is the vibe. That fair?
Vibe. That sounded like the Mandalorian. This is the way. This is the vibe. Maybe we should try and get everybody to chant, "This is the vibe." Don't make me do that because I will do that. But yeah, it's going to be a shambles, but a brilliant, wonderful, fulfilling, entertaining, educational, in brackets, shambles. It will be great. It will be fantastic.
I'm comfortable with that being the epitaph. Yeah. So if you're interested, thefixfest.com, there's a link directly below the video. Just once tickets are gone, they're gone. That's not marketing rhetoric. That's just the way these things work. So grab your ticket now if you can. 14th of September. We hope to see you there. And if you do grab yourself a ticket, then we'll be in touch as we get nearer to the time with more about what you can expect. We'll record a few little extra sort of, not backstage, but preparatory videos with some of the people that you're going to hear from. And it should be great. It will be great. And we'd love you to be there. So grab your ticket now if you can. And then if you don't want to grab a ticket, then why are you still watching? Ask yourself that. And then think, oh, because I do want a ticket. And then go get a ticket.
Just don't want to admit it. Just don't want to admit it. Or I'm just thinking, why are they doing this? Just come and see what we're doing. Watch it. We'll embarrass ourselves. It'll be great. That's a great way of, that's a great incentive, just seeing 2 semi-grown men. I'm suggesting we've got more growth to do yet. But yeah, semi-grown men embarrass themselves in public, in a church, under a church, maybe even in the church.
Precious, Mr. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, more or less sums it up. A beautiful shambles. Come along. Right. Thank you very much for listening to us. We hope to see you at FixFest, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
If you enjoy The Fix and want to get access to even more good stuff, join the Fix Accelerator today. Get access to special masterclasses from Nick and me, Watch expert interviews with industry legends, join live copy feedback sessions every week, and get connected to our very own private copy network. Visit thefixaccelerator.com for more information.